What's going on, YouTube? This is Gold Pill Neowolf. And to be honest, I wish I was gold pilled, otherwise I wouldn't be here. And this is going to be like a touchy subject because majority of people in New Hampshire, I'm in Londonderry right now, since I have family business here. But anyways, I've been living in Londonderry. Shit, how many years? I think at least. Let's see. I came here. I moved here back in middle school. I'm 32 right now, and my math ain't really mathing in my head. So of course I have to. Right now I have to guess, since I had a nice Asian meal, plus had a little bit of a Chinese beer, which, by the way, it's so much better than the majority of American beer. So, well, long time. So, and it's even though it's considered like a rich town, well, suburb. I'm in the suburb area, obviously. But it's becoming more like a business district, or I should say a corporation district. This used to be like a simple town, right? Because back in the day, I used to call this place Apple Town, because we got so many fields where people can pick up and buy some apples, some pumpkins, and other fruits and veggies. But unfortunately, it's just not the same. Or people aren't the same. I don't trust anybody here. I don't trust the freaking neighbors, because a lot of neighbors are just a bunch of NPC normies. And especially every time I go to Market Basket, for any New Hampshire residents out there knows what I'm talking about. But dude, it's toxic. I don't really buy that much shit, but I get a couple things, just get in and get out. But nowadays it's every time I walk in, I'm ready to fuck someone up, man. And that's just it's not that I don't want to, but it's just these stupid Americans here are so freaking toxic. Especially as obesity is a thing around here too. Even though there's a couple local gyms, but at the same time it's not enough. It's not enough. When it comes to the wellness aspect, it is too freaking low, man. And I used to have friends here, and of course, since high school, I managed to have a couple friends here. I think one friend that I still talk to. I would consider him a long-time friend. But nowadays you barely have enough time to hang with your best bro, and because everybody's just struggling, man. It's like it's just nothing but a struggle, man. Like I watched plenty of videos where people are calling out this economical scam, and I like to mention that there's actually a dark spiritual presence, everywhere, dude. Everywhere I freaking go in this country. It don't matter if it's Vermont or Maine. It's freaking everywhere. This country is satanic as F-U-C-K. And a lot of people are spiritually numb. Okay, as for me, I'm a devout follower of Jesus Christ, and I don't belong to any of these common dominions, or I call it those spiritual rackets, a spiritual racket. Like obviously a common one is Catholicism, and although it does Catholicism does have a strong tradition, but nowadays it's just falling apart. Especially local Protestants. Even Protestants are, most people are Satanists. They're Satanists because, they worship Ishtar, which is the goddess of fertility and whoredom. And it's not just a goddess, but also the god of this world, who is also a I call Baphomet, or hermaphrodite, or a tranny. I honestly think the devil is also a tranny, because not only that, but I actually seen a freaking tranny flag. Seen a tranny flag at this store right next to the noodle shop that I was just at. Right, I was just so tempted. Right, I was tempted to freaking just to spit, like, right, but I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's not even worth it. I mean, I'd rather be ghosting than to kind of, it's just too much energy to try to make actions, or if I if I call it something, and most people are just gonna think that I'm weird, right? I'm like, bro, I'm like, bro, most people worship the devil. They worship Satan. They worship, even churchgoers, people that go to church every Sunday. By the way, Sunday is the worship of Baal, or any sun god, any religion. If you go to church on a Sunday, you're a freaking sinner. Okay, I don't even go to freaking church anymore, and it's just, I don't, it's just becoming, I'm not gonna, the only positive aspect about this town is you can ghost 24/7, and people are gonna fucking they're gonna leave you alone, and it's peaceful, right? I'm actually walking a nice trail, so I've actually been walking this trail for a long time, ever since I was a teen. So if I needed to clear my head, I walk this nice trail, and it pretty much goes a long way. But we're in a actually it's spiritual warfare. I'm just gonna call it spiritual warfare, because a lot of people are spiritually numb. They are so numb to the Almighty Creator, and they rather, dude, I shit you not, I think most people would rather be a slave to this satanic 666 system, this 9 to 5 routine. It's just falling apart. I don't even do that 9 to 5 crap anymore, which I tried. It's such a failed experiment. Not only that, but it don't matter which state. All 50 states, dude. They all work for Satan. They all work for the Jews. They all, right? They're all part of the club. They all are part of the club. You're not in it. Shout out to the wise George Carlin. warning people back in, oh my God, he was a long time comedian, but, you know, jokes aside, I think he was one of the wisest Americans nowadays. You got a bunch of freaking American idiots, dude. By the way, I'm Croatian. I don't even consider myself an American. I rather speak a different language, but as an immigrant, obviously I don't have any control back then. Well, I didn't back then, but now, now I just have to wait for the money to come by and try to figure out my savings. And actually, there's no freaking savings, because most people, every time they try to save money, they end up spending like $200 or $500 a week for groceries, hundreds of dollars for bills. I heard, just endless and endless of bills that people have to. I think most people are like, they're still living a freaking dream. They live in a dream world in their head, thinking that everything's okay, and they're like, especially this common thing, this trend called toxic positivity. That's something I've kind of noticed. Because whenever I mention the dark reality of these Satan worshippers, or organized Satan worshippers, right? Or organized satanic corporations, also called the USA corporations. A lot of people think that USA was a great nation, but it's always been satanic. Especially the founding Freemasons. They're all Freemasonry is basically kissing Satan's ass every day, just so you can have pleasure and spend money as you go, pay bills and repeat. That's not life. And I noticed that people are literally working to survive. I know there's worse states like the South, the Midwest. People have it a lot worse than here. I know that, fortunately, New Hampshire is one of the richest states in America, but it's not enough. It's never enough. It's never enough that, it's never enough that even if you make a decent hourly wage, the government or the state always tries to take away, whether it be your lifestyle or your happiness. And dude, especially the women here. Women here are a freaking joke. That's why I'm a passport metalhead. Oh fuck. But every now and then I do try to make the best of it. And that's pretty much all you can do, is just kind of make the best of it. But you still have to deal with the bull crap of the media and the normies. You just ghost normies every day, so it's like. But you could still feel the hostility, the whole mentality of trust no one, which I really don't. I got no freaking choice, man. I don't try. At least 90% Americans, I don't want to talk. It's better. It's better to go full time, and especially if you have any loved ones, you gotta keep them safe. Keep them safe and keep them out of trouble, and you have to be wise. Even if you make mistakes, you can still learn. You can still learn from which is really good. But majority of people never learn from their mistakes. Fucking, they just keep coping. They keep coping with this dead American dream, which I've never really been a fan of. It honestly, I don't even think it exists. Right? Not to mention, I'm a millennial. Most millennials actually tried out. They literally tried to make the American dream work, but it always goes against them, right? Especially Gen Z. Gen Z has it the worst. Well, I mean, it's actually worse if I know Filipinos have it pretty bad, since their government is even more greedy, and the value of the peso is pretty low. Not only that, but the working culture. Most Filipinos work at least 10 to 12 hours a day. Not only that, but you got the heat, you got the well, some cities, and they do have a pollution problem, which I've actually, Tacloban City is actually one of them. I'm not. This one time, me and my fiance, we went to this. We went downtown, I think we went to McDonald's, or just to walk around or check out the bar scene. Even the bar scene's a fucking joke, unfortunately. But then we came across this huge pile of trash that everybody freaking litters, So of course, would I rather live in the Philippines? Yeah, I mean, I'd rather live in freaking Asia, because you can actually live as a human being, instead of dealing with this American shiza, But every now, this is actually a nice field, by the way. So I tend to walk here just to get away from people. Fuck normies, dude. The only being you can trust is Jesus Christ. And I mean that wholeheartedly, And that's why I tend to bring my Bible everywhere I go. I'm like one of those people, man. Like, I take my backpack and I bring my 1611 King James with me. If I need clarification or clairvoyance, I just keep reading the Bible. And all the books they mention about what's going on right now. All this idolatry and sodomy. I mean, back then there was no electricity, not any of this shit. But now it's I'd say it's 20 times worse. Plus you get the 5G, and then you got the upcoming 6G. And I've actually seen a video where I think it was the UK government was planning on covering the sun, like the Matrix movie, which I don't doubt that at all. I think they literally want to do that. These there is a lot of demonic motherfuckers out here. Excuse my French, but I know to a lot of people I meet, I may seem vulgar, but all I'm saying is the truth, man, from the gut, right? I mean, it's not just a rant video, but it is what it's becoming. And I'm not even looking forward to 2026 or 2027. I think 2027 is supposed to be like the extreme Omega phase. If you know what Omega is, I'll give you a little tip for you guys. So You take a dollar bill, right? You look at George Washington's face, and around his face is the Omega letter. Oh. But anyways, my fiance is calling me, so I'll let you guys later.